This week's episode of the House of Lords podcast has been brought to you by
us.
Yes, it's brought to you by us. So if you would like to help us sustain this podcast and grow this podcast, here's a few great ways you can do so.
You could share the link to our podcast on your social medias. Let it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even MySpace if you're feeling nostalgic.
Yeah, use the hashtag BlurredPod. That's our hashtag. You can join the conversations that we're having. Let us know what you think about the things that we're talking about. On Twitter, you can use the hashtag PodIn. That's a now listening hashtag. Those other people know what you're listening to, as well as a great way to find other podcasts by creators of color. If you want to step it up a little bit and you want to help us out financially, you can check out our Patreon, located at patreon.com/House of Blurreds. We keep it simple. There, you can donate as little as $1 a month, up to even more, whatever you're so inclined to do. There's some great giveaways on there, depending on the different tier levels. Definitely check it out.
Or if you're not too big on commitment, you can visit our PayPal at House of Blurreds, and you can just hit us with a one-time donation because anything counts.
Yes, every dollar counts. Any notes that are left with those donations, be it on Patreon or on PayPal, will be read out on the show. So we'll definitely give you a shout out because we greatly appreciate it. Again, thanks for listening. Now back to the show. Welcome to this week's episode of There Will Be Spoilers, presented by the House of Lords podcast. We are your hosts. This is Nicole, and got Armani here.
What's up, guys?
And Mo.
Hola.
And we are going to knock out season 6 of Game of Thrones, the entire thing, because we are right on the eve of season 8 starting. So let's go ahead and just jump in. Season 6, episode 1, The Red Woman, opens up with Jon's body still laying on the ground in the snow because they just left him there and didn't care that he died. And Sir Davos is the one that finds him. And then everybody starts coming downstairs all of a sudden. And we hear Ghost crying and is upset. Yeah. We also get the image of, this is also in the episode when Melisandre takes off her necklace. And we see her as an old ass lady because she's all upset and distraught because she just been wrong after wrong after wrong.
Which kind of threw me off, because does the necklace hold her powers?
You know, the other Red Woman who was in Marine also had that same necklace on.
Correct. So, there are plenty of other scenes in the show when Melisandre ain't had no necklace on at all.
Yep. And she was still young, so I don't... Sir Alistair Thorne, comes clean the fact that he's the one who killed Jon because he don't give a shit because he feels like Jon was a traitor. Davos, secures the body. And honestly, this season here, in season 7, Davos better get some real recognition. He better not die. I'm going to be upset if Davos dies. I've realized that. He is so fucking clutch in so many areas shit and getting stuff done. So if anything happens to Davos, I think we'll be upset.
Gonna be big mad or big mad?
Big mad. Let's see. So Ramsay was sad about Miranda because he finds out she's dead and Theon and Sansa are gone. Marcella returns home in this episode as well. At least her body does. Jaime brings her body back. So we see the outcome of that. Septa Unella still is down there torturing Marjorie. So in Dorne, the Sand Snakes are Oberyn's brother as well this episode.
Interesting.
And Trystane. Yeah. two of them got on the boat with them to go kill Tristane. And then, Alaria and her main daughter, the youngest one, her only daughter, killed her brother. Or killed Oberyn's brother. Let's see. Arya's blind. So they took her sight because she decided that she was going to do her own damn thing. And not kill the lady that they asked her to kill. So now Arya's out here, poor beggar on the road, and getting her ass beat by the waif. No one says anything. Like, the fact that no one, like, notices or says anything when this blind person's getting their ass beat randomly on the streets of Bravos. It's like, is that just normal in Bravos for blind people to get beat up? But I was thinking when I was watching, it's like, no one stepped up and said anything. No one asked any questions.
Little blind girls, too, with that. It's not just...
Not at all. Season 6, episode 2 is Home. Bran's in a tree. He finally got a haircut. That was my note here. All these seasons of Bran walking around with this same ass haircut from season 1. It's like he really outgrew it at this point. So it was definitely time to cut his hair. So we're gonna assume that Mira cut his hair.
We got one kind of, I know you see glancing through, but like we forgot that Danny got kidnapped by a Dothraki.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did get picked up by the Dothraki. They don't know who she is, which, it seemed interesting to me that when her Khalasar disbanded, like, where did the ones who left go? So you would think that none of them would have ended up in any of these Khalasars, and none of them would have recognized her. Like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that's a lot of Dothraki for no one to know who she was. Was my thought. But yeah, she got kidnapped and taken to Vast Dothrak.
They ain't no snitches. There was probably someone that was on this, so they ain't no snitches.
Tommen does not let Cersei attend his sister's funeral. And at first, like, I was wondering, like, why? Like, why did he do that? But then later on, when Jaime asked him that question, like, why didn't you let your mom be here? And he says, because, the Sparrow told me that she wasn't allowed to enter the Sept, and, he didn't want to lose her again. Like, he was legitimately scared. He didn't want to lose his mom again. So it wasn't, that he turned on Cersei or, out of spite or anger or anything like that. Or he was legitimately a kid who was scared that his mom was going to get taken again. I don't think Cersei saw it that way. Jaime confronts the Septum, the High Sparrow. They, have a little exchange. And basically the High Sparrow threatens Jaime and tells him he can go fuck who he is. Short and sweet of it. Since Dany's gone, we got Tyrion, Missandei, and Grey Worm trying to figure shit out and keep the city from getting burnt down and stuff like that. And this is when we get my favorite line of Tyrion's, I drink and I know things. Probably one of my favorite lines in the entire series. This is when he tells him that. Arya still getting her ass whooped. Ramsay wants to go to Castle Black and kill Jon Snow. And his dad's like, you need to chill the fuck out. That's not how, you get things accomplished. So we still got Ramsay running around being Ramsay. Brienne tells Sansa that she saw Arya. Because Brienne comes and she's the one who ends up saving Sansa and
Theon from Ramsay's Men.
Yeah, from when they get away. So now, Brienne has finally got to make her pledge and Sansa finally accepted it. So she tells us that she's seen Arya. So this is like the start of the reunions, kind of like Sansa knows Arya's out there at this point. She knows Jon's out there. She knows Arya's out there. So that's kind of starting to come a little bit, I guess, together as much as they could. We get Yara and her dad, and this is the return of Euron in this episode. Euron comes back and kills the Theon and Yara's dad. They had some fucked up names. What was his? Did they ever say what their dad's name was?
Yeah, it was
Balon.
Balon. Yes, Balon Greyjoy takes a dive off a bridge.
Oh, so he just said, "I want to go swimming and swan dive."
Something like that, with the assist of his brother.
You know what? I feel like a swim. Let me jump 200 feet down to this water.
What is dead may never die.
Well, that nigga dead. Call it what you will. He gone.
They should probably rethink those words.
Yeah, you think?
So Davos goes and gets Melisandre, and she says the words, and nothing happens. And, Jon's homies leave the room because they're like, okay, well, we're fucked. Because he's still dead. I don't know what y'all thought was going to happen. Although Davos knows what he thought was going to happen. right away. Didn't happen, so he leaves. And then, Melisandre leaves. Actually, she left first, whatever. But Ghost is just chilling there next to his body, and all this silence. And then all of a sudden, Jon wakes up, opens his eyes.
Dun, dun, dun.
And he's back.
Cause this is thriller.
Basically. Season 6, episode 3, Oathbreaker. Alright, Jon's surprised as fuck to be awake and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Because he just got stabbed. Now, they have mentioned like him getting stabbed like 30 sometimes. I don't think that's really how many times he got stabbed because there wasn't that many people there. And he definitely didn't have that many stab wounds in his chest.
Yeah, I thought it was like 5 times he got stabbed.
That sounds way closer to the truth. Let's see. So, this scene there was a cute scene with Gilly and Sam. At least I thought was cute. When she was reading and, he began frustrated with her. But, Gilly's coming up. She's reading on her own now.
She's not just a wildling anymore.
Yeah, not just a wildling. She out here solving shit because she solves a major piece of the fucking puzzle later on that Sam actually gets credit for, but it was really Gilly who found that piece of information. But whatevs, don't credit the dude with it. The old broads at Vasto's Wreck tell Dany that she ain't going nowhere and that she's lucky if she gets to stay with them because the Khals could just kill her if they wanted to. And Dany's like, nah.
They ain't about to kill nobody.
And Dany's like, I got things to do.
Yeah. I'm the mother of dragons, the breaker of chains.
Like, I'm on the schedule, bro. You don't know. You got me behind right now.
Varys is doing his thing. He meets with the little harpy lady, with the lady who's like helping out the Sons of the Harpy and threatens her. If she don't tell him what he needs to know, then her kid's gonna get it. Varys is not above threatening children, which I love. Some moments Varys be saying shit like Varys be coming at people crazy, but when Melisandre comes back at him and then he's sitting there looking shook later on, that was like, I think they're a little bald guy. So Tyrion is trying to tell jokes with Grey Worm and Missandei. And
Missandei, get their name right.
Missandei.
I don't be in here talking about Tormund.
First off, if you pronounce his name like that,
Hey man, Missandei. Just sound like you. If you don't get that little Missandei out of here, see what I'm saying?
Missandei.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get that right.
And she tells her joke, which was actually pretty cute.
Which is the corniest joke ever.
It was, but it was cute. She tried. And then Grey Worm with his dad joke. Grey Worm. So the small council meeting in King's Landing. Cersei and Jaime try to do a pull-up. And her uncle says, nah, not today. Y'all can sit down if you want to, but we getting up and leaving. And they get up and exit stage left. I love that her uncle did not give a shit about them. Like, so I don't give a fuck who you are. You ain't nobody. You ain't the queen.
What you mean? Your reign is over, cuz. I know we family, but just know this is it. This is what it is. I don't gotta listen to you.
Exactly.
We can slide. You know what I'm saying?
Poor Pycelle still looking all like just useless as fuck. Arya gets her sight back and gets another chance, and her training restarts. This is where we get the first like inclination that she took the Hound off her list, because when she was talking to the waif and the waif was running down all her her facts, and she was like, who else is on your list? And she said nobody or whatever, and she kept hitting her, and she took the Hound off her list, or he was, but he ain't no more. So we get that confirmation that she did remove the Hound off her list. Which family was it that captured Rickon?
The Ramsay? No, the Starks.
Was the Karstarks?
Starks, yeah.
Okay. Well, they turn over Rickon to Ramsay, and Shaggy Dog is down. So no more Shaggy Dog. That's a damn shame. They killed that boy's dog. And then he, again, still big as shit, not saying nothing. Just looking, I don't know. Yeah. So we find Rickon and his babysitter. Asha.
Finally get Asha back.
Yeah. Asha tried to do something. Like, at least, she tried to make a move on Ramsay, but he was 2 steps ahead of her because he already knew who she was. He already knew that she had got them out of there. So, rest in peace, Asha. She bites the dust in this episode, too. Jon gives out justice for his murder. So, yeah, he's gotten to the point where he's pretty thorough about when he says he's going to kill somebody, they going to die.
Mm-hmm. He respects Ned Stark's words.
Yeah.
The man who serves punishment swings a sword.
Yeah, for sure. Because he killed Barristan Selby.
No, not Barristan Selby.
No, he killed, what the fuck was the other dude?
Alistair Thorne.
No, not. He killed, this is when Alistair Thorne died. It's the other dude, the bald head guy. The first dude he
I know what
beheaded.
you're talking about.
Who was also on the Night's Guard. Yeah, that annoying fuck. Well, anyway, so he killed them, and then he kills these guys. So he's good at additional justice, including the little kid. You know, no one gets spared. Season 6, episode 4, The Book of Strangers. We get one of the first reuniting scenes that we've been waiting for. Sansa and Jon back together. That made my heart just warm. Yes. And then I also realized that over the course of 6 seasons, this is the first time the two of them have been in a scene together. They have never, even from season 1, they were never in a scene together. This is the first time. Jon gives Sansa the "all my life I had to fight" speech. He's done fighting. So she wants to go get back Winterfell, and he's like, nah, I'm tired. I done died. I came back to life. I've been fighting ever since I left Winterfell. I'm good. But when they get that note that Rickon is there, that kind of changes. Let's see. Littlefinger goes back to the Vale. He lies to Robin. We see Robin a little bit more grown up here. But, you know, he's clearly got Robin under his thumb.
He's still looking malnourished.
Yeah, he is still looking a little malnourished. So Tyrion decides to make a deal to end slavery over time.
Terrible idea.
Yeah, Missandei and Grey Worm are like, nah, this is trash. Don't agree with this. And then he, comes out with his little Abe Lincoln moment. If I could end this without ending slavery, I would. But I ain't gonna, we gotta do something. I understand we want it all to end, but we need peace. This is when Missandei's outfits really started to come up. I really liked her outfit. She's definitely, I think, got some of the best costumes for sure. I really, I always start to appreciate her outfits about here. So let's see, Jorah and Daario are off trying to find Dany. Jorah's out here getting his old ass beat. So, because he's old and he got grayscale. So, yeah. The High Septim brings Marjorie into the fold. So at this point, it's I was starting to wonder, was Marjorie actually drinking the Kool-Aid, or was she just nah, I got to do what the fuck I got to do. I got to fake it so I can make it so I can get up out of here. I just need to get the hell up out of this situation.
Yeah, 'cause she wasn't trying to bounce without her brother. That was the thing.
Yeah, she just really wanted her brother. That was so sweet. So Cersei talks to Tommen and goes to the small council. Now, this right here, because when Cersei went to the small council and told them, well, she talked to Tommen. When Tommen was he had talked to the High Septim, but it never says what the High Septim told him. We never really get that. And then Cersei goes to the small council and tells them that Marjorie's going to have to make the Walk of Atonement. I was wondering, one, did the High Sparrow actually tell Tommen that? Or did he tell Tommen that she was not going to have to walk the atonement, make that walk like that? And he told his mom that, but his mom went back and told Olenna and them that she was, to set up that whole fucking interaction that we get later on at the Sept of Baelor. Which was it? Or did he tell her, or did the High Sparrow tell Tommen that she was going to make that walk and then change his mind at the last minute because he knew what they were going to do? Who was playing who here?
I think Cersei lied. Yeah, I just think Cersei lied.
That's kind of where I was going with. That's what I was thinking. I think it was a setup. Theon decides he's going to take his ass back to the Iron Islands because, he ain't going to go see Jon, because he go see Jon gonna fuck him up regardless. And Sansa's like, oh, no, I'll vouch for you. I just need to go home. So he goes home. So the call summons Dany, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to have our way with you, and so will our men and our horses. And she's like, oh, really? Well, think again, buddy. And she had Jorah and Daario, whatever, lock up the doors. Now, I did notice on the scene, after she, set the place ablaze and burnt all them motherfuckers up and pulled her walking out of flames routine again, that there were a couple of the old Khaleesi's. There were a couple ladies outside that door dead. So it's were they just standing guard and that's why they got killed? Because it seemed like most of the Dash Kaleen had walked up afterwards, after that fire. So
I feel it was just the ones that was messing with her for the most part. It's you ain't never gonna leave here.
Yeah, she walks out and, through the flames, proves her point once again. She is the unburnt. Season 6, episode 5, The Door. Sansa can sell
Just as a quick side note, what is that? Like, I get it as far as being unburnt. Like, we get it, but as far as the show goes, like, does that mean she's a superhero?
I'm just waiting for the moment that shit don't work. Like, what if it's like Melisandre's powers and like one day that shit just don't work no more? She's a third degree burn.
Yeah, just I don't know. You see, obviously, the Night King and all that magic and the Children of the Forest and stuff. But is Dany really like a superhero?
Yeah, I think she really is. That's gonna be the question: is can she be killed? Clearly, she cannot be burned. She can't die with fire. So it's like,
what can kill her?
Yeah, what can kill her? We've never really seen her cut or stabbed or anything like that. So
I mean, we've seen her get punched. She
feels
clearly.
Who punched her?
Saren. He didn't punch her, but he's slapping her around.
He didn't slap her around, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. So that's gonna be interesting. That question will probably be answered in season 8 if something should happen to her. Sansa's sewing her ass off. She sews like whole ass. This is when the time speeds up a lot. Like this is when we start just seeing a lot of shit happening really quick, and there's like no sense of time anymore. This is when we lose all sense of time in Game of Thrones because shit is just happening. Like, how did Sansa sew all that shit in one ep? Like, it's just no sense of time anymore at this point. So when Littlefinger shows up, Sansa's like, nah, you can kick rocks, bitch, because you knew about Ramsay and you sent me there anyway. And this is when she tells him that she can still feel the things that he did to her inside of her. This is what makes me think she's pregnant. I don't think we've really touched on that on the podcast.
We did a little bit.
If Sansa could be pregnant. Although, I mean, granted, mad time has passed, it seems. So shit be happening. No, she ain't been out of his clutches that long. So at this point,
it's been at least 2 months. She would have at least noticed a period or two.
She's been pretty stressed. I don't know if that's the thing that they kept track of back then.
How stress is affecting their periods.
Yeah. But I guess by the end of season 7, how much time are we going to say has passed since the Battle of the Bastards? Has it been months? It's been months.
Yeah. It's been months for the fact that the stories went around pretty fast.
So. Okay. So then we're going to assume she's not pregnant because she damn sure would have been showing for sure by the end of season 7. If she... All right. Arya's still getting her ass beat. 5 episodes in, she's still getting her ass beat by a waif who seems to be Mike Tyson at this point because she dropped her stick and is fucking Arya up. We also learned that Braavos was founded by the House of the Undying, by like members of the House of the Undying. So they're the ones who actually settled Braavos and created that area in that town.
So that's probably why they're minding their business. They know what's going on.
True. This is when she's given the mission to go kill the actress. She sees the play, and this is when Arya learns of the shit that's been going on in Westeros because she's been so far removed from everything. She has had no clue what's been going on. So this play is like her first glimpse into what has been going on as far as Joffrey getting murdered and Sansa marrying Ian and running away, and this is how she's getting her news via a play. Yara makes her bid for Queen of the Iron Islands, and Theon's like, I'm with her. I'm not gonna run. I back her. And Euron's like, well, no. Like, I killed my brother, and I want to be king, and I should be. And somehow he manages to win the vote. So they steal all the ships and leave.
Yeah, I like how they were just like, you know what? While you're occupied, we just gonna get these and dip.
They had a lot of people on their side because that was a lot of fucking boats.
I was about to say, what's the time frame on everybody jumping on 190 million ships sliding?
And Euron being sworn in.
It took that long, no one noticed.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is when we lose, like, there's no sense of time anymore because shit just happens. Like, Euron wins the vote, then we say, okay, well, let's get them baptized now. And then Yara and Theon were like, you know what? We're just going to go do our own thing. We don't need to be here for this. But they, fucking mount up a whole shit ton of people and they go, well, let's get these boats and go. They save Dany. And Dany's like, you know what, Jor? I've been trying to send your ass away. You don't want to go away. Can't get rid of you. Can't keep you around. And then he's like, nah, I got to leave.
Yeah, that's when he's like, actually.
I can't stay. I got to go. Okay, so she commands him to go find a cure for his grayscale. And he dips. So, yeah, Jorah, goes on his mission to try to survive this shit. Tyrion summons the High Priestess because they're like, okay, we gotta kind of keep these people in Marine on our side. So he's like, hey, let's ask the red, one of the red priestesses or one of these people to help us because they seem to have a way with the people. And Varys is like, I don't trust them, but I guess. So they summon one. She comes. And this is when we got like Varys' backstory. And we get even more confirmation of magic. And that the God of Light is real. Lord of Light is real. Like, this is a thing. It ain't bullshit. It's not just people making stuff up. Like, this is real at this point. So we know that for sure. Bran, don't listen.
It's hard as fuck.
Yes. My note here was Bran fuck stuff up. So he decides to go back into, the past.
Dreamland.
Yeah. Without the three-eyed raven. And he gets his ass, touched by the Night King. So now they can enter the Cave of Wonders, and gets everybody fucking killed. So
everybody killed.
Summer died, Hodor dies.
Right. Everybody killed, but them two. But Mira and Dan Bran.
Yeah, that was fucked up. So literally now,
and we get Hodor's backstory.
Yeah, we do get Hodor's backstory, which was sad. Like, this was one of those episodes where I really cried. Like, I cried at the end of this episode. Yeah, I cried when Hodor died. That was sad. He didn't start. Ugh, man. Yeah. And again, and this is when we start to get those theories of, could Bran be the Night King? Like, okay, this is when, like, the theories of, did he go back and really fuck some shit up, trying to fix some shit? And that's why all this started happening. Because we see that he can go back and actually affect stuff when he's back there. Like, he can affect the future, essentially. Like, he can fuck shit up.
Alter more things than we know.
Yeah. So how much else has he possibly altered? I guess we'll find out in season 8. So Jon needs help to keep the North. And Sansa's like, hey, yo, let's just, let's go knock on some doors. See if we can drum up some friends and stuff like that. And while they're doing this, though, Sansa gets a letter from Littlefinger about the dudes at the Vale or whatever, but she don't tell Jon. So she kind of keeps that in the tuck about that. Was this the episode where we got... This wasn't an episode where we got Lyanna Mormont, was it? I feel like I would have had more moves.
No. She doesn't pop up until we actually get Jon in Winterfell.
No, because they went to her to get help.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Why do I not have any notes about her in this episode, though? I feel like I should have had more written down about her. But I feel like this is the episode where they went to...
Bear Island.
Yeah.
When they were doing their little campaign runs.
Yo, Lyanna Mormont, though, was, like, legitimately, like, easily my second or third favorite person at this point. Like, that little girl was so fierce.
Because, seriously, what was she, like, 7 at this point?
She was a bad bitch. Yo, oh God, I loved her. I love her. And she's another one. We need to make sure Bear Island is protected. Cause man, I hope she gets to meet Jorah. Like, I hope she gets to meet Jorah. Like, season 8, can we see Jorah and Lyanna? Like, they're family. Can we get that? That'd be awesome. He ain't got no other family out here in this world. That's his niece, cousin.
They never actually say their relation. Because they never give her relation to his dad.
Okay. Well, we're going to assume that's his cousin. Because we're going to assume that Jorah's dad's brother was running Bear Island, and that's why his daughter is now running Bear Island. Because she says that her parents died. So, yeah, we're going to assume that's his cousin. That'd be great to see, more family tie-ups that people don't die. So, season 6, episode 6, Blood of My Blood. Sam, in an attempt to keep Gilly safe, because he's going to go to Old Town, because he's wants to become a maester. He decided to take her to his family. And we meet the Tarleys, who at this point were like, why the fuck are we even meeting the Tarleys? I was like, I don't care about these people. Why are we meeting them? Real talk. I was just like,
right, same.
Like, this is just useless. They're assholes. We don't need them. The only important things that we get out of this episode is because the Tarleys later come back in season 7, which, to be honest with you, like the first couple times I watched this through, I didn't even realize that was them.
Neither did I. I was just about to say that I didn't even realize that's who they were.
Yeah.
Until it was mentioned later on.
Man, this is the 18th rewatch for y'all. You ain't paying attention to the little things.
Not to them, because the Tarleys were just assholes I don't think I don't care about these people. But my only real the only thing of importance out of this visit to me was getting that Valyrian steel sword. I was like, oh, okay, that's why we're wasting our time here. Because we need to pick up we needed to find a way to get Sam a Valyrian steel sword. That's the real reason we went here. So the High Sparrow's out here outmaneuvering everybody. Arya makes her final choice that she's not no one. She warns the actress that the young chick's trying to kill her, and she doesn't, complete her mission. So the waif asks for permission to finally kill her, and he's like, just don't let her suffer. Did he really think she was going to listen to that? Like, did he think she was just going to, poison her?
Yeah, did he not know about the bullying that was going on in his little school?
Yeah, where was he at when this was going on?
I'm not supervising his trainees well enough.
Oh.
Each one teach one.
Literally, it's interesting because this episode is when he sicks the waif on her, but that fight don't happen until 2 episodes fucking later. So we don't see them again for 2 episodes. There was nothing else important in this episode. I can't think of anything else. Anybody else got anything else important from episode 6? This was a waste of time with Sam's family for the most part. That was really it. Season 6.
Now you want to rock with the waste of time with Sam and the storyline. I was telling you that before, and you're like, oh, we love Sam, man. Let's talk about the storyline. I'm like, yo, get Sam and Bran out of here until season 7. Really? All right, let me say that. Get Sam and Bran out of here till about now. Till toward the end of season 6. Then you can pick them back up, because now they're starting to get back into the show with important storylines that actually mean something to the show instead of these little, filler 6-minute dialogue scenes where we just don't give a fuck about. Seriously, besides Sam meeting Gilly, getting the baby, killing the White Walker, and saving Jorah, give me some other scenes.
John's secret. I said Gilly's the one who found out the truth about John's paternity, or the fact that John was not, or Lyanna wasn't raped. She found that.
But besides them 4 points in what, 4 or 5 seasons?
You know what I just realized this is equivalent to? This is equivalent to when Harry Potter got that gillyweed, when he was during the
Triwizard Tournament.
Yes, from the Triwizard Tournament. In the books, wasn't it Neville who gave it to him? But in the movie, they changed it.
Well, hey, guess what? I'm out of this conversation.
I don't know. This just came to mind.
I thought Neville gave it to him in the movie too.
Okay, because somebody else gave it to him in the book. There was a change in that, but this is one of those things where it's just we just insert in random fucking people to give people random things. So it was the whole Gilly finding out.
Sex Machina.
Yeah. That's that just I don't know why it just came to my mind, but yeah, totally that's what this is. So you're right, Mo. They are just kind of a waste of time until now. Episode 7, The Broken Man. We find out where the Hound's been. We see he made it after Arya left him at the bottom of that hill with his bone sticking out of his body and fucked up. And he happens to meet up with the only happy people in Westeros. This little pocket of people, this little group was happy, just out here trying to survive. We get the random appearance. I don't know what that guy's name is, but he randomly appears in a lot of HBO stuff because he was on Deadwood. Actually, he just appears on a lot of stuff. He's out there talking to the Hound. The Hound's out there trying to be a better person. He's trying to walk a better life, line. We just see the Hound was a good guy who was asked to do bad things. He had a really good heart.
He was just following orders, man. It's just like that dickhead that is OJ's old lawyer that's defending Nipsey Hussle killing.
Oh,
hey, at the end of the day,
mercy.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's some people that got to do the shitty job that nobody wants, and you got to do bad stuff and take care of bad people. But
nah.
No, I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm definitely not saying it's okay. But I'm just saying for every reaction, for every action is a reaction.
Yeah,
it's a bad deed. So just
rap about that later, because that shit to me is fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry. Even
not guilty too. Play not guilty.
Not
insanity, not no contest, not guilty.
Man. Okay, we're not gonna get to that. That's gonna piss me off. You know what? We probably should start this podcast episode with that, because we have not done a rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. And I think we've done 2 episodes since that happened. Marjorie is also trying to be better. She's trying to get her shit together, because she actually is realizing she's not that great of a person. She's just really good at pretending to be a good person. So she acknowledges that. which
I don't mean
is
she's a bad person. Like she's
no,
not what she portrays herself to be. That don't mean you ain't shit like Cersei.
no, for sure. She definitely was not a Cersei level, but she was doing what she thought she needed to do to get where she needed to be.
You know, it's funny. I'll be on Twitter, and I'm sure I know who Jamel Hill is.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like in season 7 right now. She just started Game of Thrones a couple weeks ago, and so like you see how our reactions be. Her reactions, she be having reactions for the culture. Like she be coming with like memes and gifs and shit behind it. And her reactions are so funny, man. Like some of the shit she says, like how we about to get to Cersei in the set. She was like, "Oh damn, Cersei done got everybody up out of the paint, huh?" like silly shit. If you just go back on her Twitter and scroll her timeline, that shit was funny. When she thought the Hound died, like she was like, "Oh, not my spirit animal. Y'all done killed the only real player." like,
I might have to check that out.
dog, she is funny. She is funny on Twitter when she talking about that.
You know, it's interesting actually looking like at a lot of these people who they're finally watching Game of Thrones and all these reactions, and I'm here for it. Like I am here for all of these people just now watching. And
in the last 2 years, I've put about a dozen people on the show. No lie, at least a dozen. And I'm 12 for 12. Every last person is just like, yo, this show is crazy. I told one of my old teammates about this shit like maybe 3 weeks ago. He already caught up. This nigga was doing full. I think I sent you one. This dude was doing full Facebook season reviews to his homies. Like, yo, why ain't y'all tell me John is crazy? Yo, Danny that bitch. Like, hold on. Hold on.
Sharing is caring. Now we're about to all go through this season 8 together.
Man, you know what the worst part about situations like this is?
What's that?
Gotta wait a week to the next episode. You can't just binge the next one like, you know what I mean?
For real. Like that's an honest, okay, that's a whole nother topic. So in the spirit of going off topic, binge watching, like Netflix has created this, you know, they're the creators of the binge watch. And then it's like we watch an entire series and then we're just like, all right. So when it comes to shit that comes on weekly, like what we've known our entire lives before Netflix, it's just like, fuck, man, I gotta wait a whole week till this shit comes on again?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is ridiculous. I can't just watch it all in like 13 hours.
I'm about to do the same shit for Disney Plus.
Yo, shout out to Disney Plus. I'm damn sure paying for that bitch. And I'm gonna get the package that includes Hulu.
Well,
Yeah.
I got Hulu, so,
I'll be canceling it and just getting it with that. Because I'm just like, you might as well just get it all in one. So John wants the free folk to help him. And they're kind of debating on it. And they're like, well, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So we should probably help him out. Lady Tyrell blames Cersei for all this shit. She tells Cersei all this shit is her fault. Because Marjorie interprets, you know, some comments that the High Sparrow makes to her as a threat to her grandmother. So she's like, nah, you need to leave, Grandma. Leave town. Get the fuck out of Dodge. So Lady Olenna's like, look, I gotta leave my grandkids here. And it's all your fucking fault. Because you decided to go give these dudes weapons and empower them. And now the shit's backfired on you. And it's costing, you know, my family. So she basically tells Cersei to go fuck herself. And she's leaving town. So the Blackfish is not going to yield the Riverlands to the Freys. So we get some more Frey shit. The Blackfish. This is actually when Jon goes to Lady Mormont. Yeah, so I did have, she was Jorah's cousin. This is when we learn that, like, we get more of Davos giving his speeches. And he is the real negotiator. Like, Davos is the master negotiator on this show. Because people be telling Jon no. They told Stannis no. And then Davos steps up and he says what he needs to say. And they're like, all right, I guess.
He's got the real motivational speeches.
Yes. Davos for the speeches.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk about them saying speeches in season 7 when Jon meets Dany for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, Davos pulls out that speech work.
After the fact. First impression that was terrible. Jon Snow. He's the king of the North. Meanwhile, Missandei done had the full novel. You are now standing in front of Daenerys, unburnt, break of chains, mother of dragons, Eat a peanut butter and jelly, TV watcher. Nigga, we get it. Listen, I love Danny a lot, but I be hating them scenes when they get to the intros. I just be like, bro, boring. We get it.
In that particular scene, Miss Sandy was mad forceful with them like titles though. Like she was like not holding back. Like she was making it.
Nigga, you hear me? This what she done did. She breaking chains. She riding dragons. You can't burn her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that was so amazing. So Yara and Theon out here, because Euron that's how Euron won the vote, because he said he was gonna go marry Daenerys. So that's where Yara and Theon are going. They're making their way to Dany because they figure they can convince her to help them out as opposed to Euron. So, and we see that Yara likes girls. We get some rogue members of the Brotherhood roll up on the Hound and his friends, and they went back and killed them that night and pissed the Hound off. That sucked because once again the Hound made some friends. These people just out here minding their own goddamn business.
He's actually trying to do some good out here.
Yeah. Can't be great at all. And then this is when we get the battle of Arya and the Waif. This fucking fight through Bravos, all through the streets of Bravos. The Waif fucking chases her down. You got Arya falling into rivers, falling downstairs. She stabbed her in the fucking gut 3 times. Yo, Arya took them stabbings like a fucking champ.
She really took 8 to the stomach.
She slapped her once, and then she poked her mad times, and one she dug in there and twisted. And
that's the one Face Off. Y'all remember the movie Face Off? That's the one that don't heal.
Yes, that's one of my favorite movies. Okay, I wouldn't say favorite movies, but it's definitely in the tops of rewatch that shit if it's on TV. I'm watching it. But yeah, so Arya took it like a champ, and Jon died. Who's the real one in that film?
Well, in Jon
got stabbed.
Thank you. In Jon's defense, the kid got stabbed in the heart. Relax. Arya caught them pokes to the stomach. Relax. He's got the scars to prove it.
Oh man. Arya makes her way.
Low-key, you just called Jon a bitch for dying because he got stabbed in the heart. What?
It was a joke.
No. There's always some seriousness in every joke.
Yeah, a little bit. So
Jon a bitch for dying because he got poked in the damn heart.
Arya outsmarts the Waif because she had went and got Needle a while back, and she had Needle hidden in a little cave, so she got the Waif in there, and she killed her. Season 6, episode 8. No one. So no, she hadn't killed the Waif yet. This one she got away from her. And then
she was with that lady that was trying to.
Yeah, she went.
She was trying to save.
Yeah, she was trying to. She went
save
and
the actress.
Hung out with the actress, and then the Waif found her. And then this is when that happens. So the Hound gets even because he tracks down those dudes and he finds the rest of the Brotherhood. So he finds Beric Dondarrion and Thoros. Got them dudes strung up because they were about to kill him. And then he's like, "Nah, I want at least one." So he gets his revenge. Brienne arrives at River Run because Sansa asked her to go get
the blackfish
to come help them. And he's like, "I'm not leaving my house for nobody. I'm staying right here." We get some Brienne and Jaime.
Skip this, please.
All right, fine.
Or you get into your Brienne and Jaime bag.
As long as you know where it was going. See, the Hound joins the Brotherhood. We got that happens. Dany gets back to Marine, and she's like, "What the fuck did y'all do? I left for a couple days, and y'all fucked shit up." Arya kills the Waif, and she hangs her head in the Brotherhood, and she hangs her head in the House of Black and White, or her face, and tells Jaqen, "Look, motherfucker, I have a name, and my name is Arya, and I'm going home." And Jaqen's like, "Do you, boo-boo?"
He's like, "I guess you earned it."
Now, do we need to discuss anything else from season 8 before we get on to one of the best episodes of the series?
No, I'm pretty sure that's it. Episode 8.
All right. Season 6, episode 9. Battle of the Bastards.
It was alright.
So we'll skip this one too?
Yeah, niggas fought, niggas died. They won.
Definitely in the running for top 8 episodes at this point.
Top 8 episodes.
Yeah,
Top
yeah.
8. You know why I disagree with you and I say it's the best episode? Because we keep thinking of the Battle for Winterfell, and I forgot what the fuck else happened in the episode. I completely forgot. Like, Danny put her big girl panties on and was like, fuck all y'all. I'm doing it my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other things that happened in this episode. I was just like, oh shit. I'm just Battle of the Bastards. When I go back on the rewatch, I'm like, oh yeah, no. So this might be the best. I'm sorry.
Okay.
When you look back at other episodes that we kind of can compare them to,
Uh-huh.
like the Battle of Castle Black, Hard Home. Hard Home was a good episode, but it was just like that 10, 15 minutes was like, all right, shit.
Yeah.
This episode from start to finish was like, yeah, this is real from start to finish.
So it is up there.
The cinematography in it was just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that was it. Okay, I mean it's up there. I'm going to save my ranking, so you still have time to put together a list.
Man,
Well, I guess we
were Uno.
So we should actually probably really start thinking about this because come Saturday when we do complete season 7, we will
or Sunday because it's Friday. I got a lot of stuff to do, so I'm gonna try or Sunday.
Okay, so or Sunday when we complete season 7. At that point, we will give our top 7 episodes. So
why not be 7?
An episode from each season.
Oh yeah, you did call that. You did say episode. You're right.
So
you're right.
We'll do that before we get into season 8 Sunday night. So all right, so Battle.
Yo, we here, cuz 2 years, cuz what's up?
It is Friday and I'm off the next 2 days.
Do you realize Monday the 15th and Friday the 26th is gonna be like some of the most social media talk days ever?
Facts.
It's really that night, but like niggas gotta work in the morning, so people might be asleep.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Faux shizzle. Actually, my notes for Battle of the Bastards started with Danny's like WTF and Dracarys on that ass. Those were my notes. Because she starts burning people up. So this is actually when Yara and Danny meet as well. So they make a pact. Sansa told Jon's ass, don't do what Ramsay wanted you to do. Like, just don't do it. Be smart. And Jon's like, I'm kind of a smart guy. I know some shit. It'll be all right. And he trots out Rickon, and Jon falls into Ramsay's trap.
And Rickon bites the dust.
Yeah, like, man, why the fuck didn't that kid bob and...
Yeah, that's one of the things that's been said, like, why was he not swerving?
After the first arrow came at his ass, I would have realized, this is what we're doing.
All right, listen, so we're going to get on a little race topic right now. I hate to be that guy in this podcast, but hey, little white boys ain't athletic. Just call a spade a spade. Where was he going to buy him a weave?
Okay. You know what? We'll put it on that. You're right. He was a very sheltered little white kid.
Yes. Come on now.
So, okay, you're right on that one. Then my other thought is, why the fuck didn't we send out 1-1? Like, why didn't somebody tell... Like, after Jon took off...
Big facts. I would have turned around and started backpedaling on that ass so I could see the arrow come at me and get out the way. You was going to have to send 30 arrows to kill me. Because once I'd have saw Ramsay arrows coming, then he'd have had to hit that old knock and loose on that ass. Be like, all right, I want him dead. Kill him. Because, man, you think I'm going to be running and looking over my shoulder to see if the arrow coming? No. But I'm with you. Why the fuck was 1-1 out there just chilling in the cut?
Yeah. He could have easily took a couple, 7 quick steps. What
y'all about to say? And a couple arrows. You see what happened to the kid afterwards? The boy took 35 of them joints and was still kicking.
Yeah. So he could have saved Rickon. That. Well, whatever, I guess. But you're right. Then we get a whole lot of fighting, a whole lot of people dying. And Ramsay had a good-ass plan. Ramsay's plan was fucking legit. And I remember watching this for the first time and thinking, did we really just bring back Jon for him to die here? It's if he dies here, I might be done with, fuck this show. That's what I was thinking to myself. We just really... You put me through waiting all this time to find out if he was still fucking alive. I ain't got another book, and now you're about to...
You sleep. I knew he was going to die. I knew he was going to... was going to be alive. There's no way that you fall for that trap. And I knew he was going to be alive when he fell for the Rickon trap and he charged this nigga. Low key, he ain't charged, but just he had nowhere to go. And then they shot 100 arrows at this dude, and not one even I was like, nah, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, when his ass was getting trampled in that underneath other people, I was like, that must have hurt for real. And then I didn't appreciate, my My man Tormund getting fucked like that. Like he was taking some fucking hits to the face. Like for real. Old dude from the Karstark guy was like fucking him up. He was headbutting him and whatnot. So yeah, but he took it like a champ. And then in comes Sansa and Littlefinger and the Knights of the Vale to the rescue. Yeah, and then Jon jumps out the pile, runs his ass to Winterfell. Like, you think he could have been a little winded after everything that just happened. But yeah, we're gonna make our way to Winterfell. They run their asses up there. We get 1-1 dies, so 1-1 takes 1 for team.
Yeah, Ramsay takes out 1-1.
Yeah, Ramsay takes out 1-1. So we have lost our giant, and
Did you say our?
yes, our giant. Like we lost the last good giant because the White Walkers got giants. So we lost ours. Now they got one up on us with giants. They probably have several giants. Jon with that shield versus Ramsay with them arrows. That was a pretty dope scene. Jon was focused. This is when I really realized, yo, Jon's a real one.
So Jon's about that life.
Yeah, Jon's about that life for real, and fucks up Ramsay. Like, Ramsay deserved that. We deserved this moment of watching Ramsay get his ass beat just as much as we deserved to see what's his face die when he choked to death at his wedding.
Joffrey.
Yeah. Joffrey and Ramsay were those two just like, those were just, that was gratifying.
I'm mad that Sansa was there for Jon to stop because, like, that's low key what I'd have did too. I wouldn't have slit your throat. I wouldn't have, like, that's what I would have did. I would have beat him till my hands got tired. Straight up.
I'm glad that Sansa got that.
Yeah, no, she the one that was great, but I'm just saying, like, in Jon's case, like you said, it was good to see him get beat up. Like, no, please get all these hands, every last bit.
Sansa sicks the dogs on Ramsay, gets his face eaten off by his dogs, and that was great to see. So, season 6, episode 10, Winds of Winter. This, to me, is in the running for me. This will be in my top 7. I actually will have 2 episodes from this season because
so it's not top 7 anymore.
No, it'll still be a top 7, but just one. I think there will be a season that I don't give a shit about. I think it might be season 1 to be honest.
Yeah, season 1.
Season 1 or season 2 just didn't. One of those 2 seasons will get pushed out because of this episode here. Because this to me was another amazingly shot and directed episode from start to fucking finish. Where it starts with the bells and the silence, and I'm a big with this show, like they do that very, very well. Like they lit the music and the sounds and just the silence and let you just kind of be in the scenes, and they do that so well, and they did that here from the start. Like just everybody getting ready, you've got this music going on, and yeah, and it wasn't the Rains of Castamere this time. But yeah, it was just as haunting. So Loras confesses to everything, and they think that he's going to, get off. And he still gets, the star carved in his forehead. And Marjorie's like, that wasn't supposed to be a part of the plan. So I really think they thought they was going to get Loras, just get him out of here. And then we just get him out of here and we get him to High Guard and we'll be good. Which was essentially the plan. Like that was probably the plan. Like we just get him out of here. We'll send him to High Guard and he can carry on with his life. It's when the High Sparrow makes a comment about heretics and apple steaks. I was like, what the fuck is an apple steak? I was like, what is he talking about? I still don't know because I didn't bother to Google it between then and now anyway. Tommen's getting ready to head down there and the mountain stops him. And this is when you're just like, okay, so some shit is something about to go off. Maester Pycelle bites the dust. Again, we weaponized children in this show. Like, why did the little kids have to kill him? Like, why couldn't he just poison him? Like, why he could just poison Pycelle? Pycelle would have been an easy poison. Yeah, he didn't have to have the little kids, shank the shit out of him.
Yes, you did. Because he ain't shit. Them people that ain't shit gotta go the long way.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. Because, man, you probably paid them kids in candy, too. And this is why you gotta be careful around small children. Can't be caught slipping. When no one shows up. So, and you know what? And I realized this. Okay, so this is where everyone literally, like you said, that Jamil Hill said, this seriously got everyone the fuck up out of here because her uncle was down there. You had all of the Tyrells down there except for Olenna. So her son, his 2 kids were both in there. Yeah, you had mad people.
You had everyone else that mattered at this point,
basically. In the Septa Baylor waiting for this trial. And then Marjorie realized, yo, Cersei and Tommen ain't here, bro. Like, she don't care about your trial. And the High Sparrow is just, at this point, he is so full of himself, like, he just can't even see it. Because I think he's really started, like, feeling himself at this point. Like, he thought he was going to get Cersei in there. And, because, actually, we kind of missed this a few episodes earlier. He convinced Tommen to do away with trial by combat, which was Cersei's out of all this. Because she was going to be like, hey, I'll just ask for trial by combat, and the High Septum or the High Sparrow, whatever the fuck he is these days, convinced Tommen to outlaw that, and Tommen did it, knowing damn well that was probably his mom's plan, but he did it anyway. And I think that was the moment when Cersei felt betrayed by Tommen, and because she says that later, like she tells Jaime later on, like he betrayed me. So I think that was probably the moment that she was just like, well, yeah. So we get Wildfire again.
We get the real reality of what Wildfire can do.
Yeah.
Rather than just like boats. Like
other than catapulting Wildfire boats, like we can see that we can set this shit up to be legit fucking take out a whole ass part of this city. Which when this plays a win, because it's not if, it's gonna be a matter of when this plays a part in season 8, how is it gonna be used and who's gonna be using it?
I feel like Tyrion's taking out the what is it, the Red Keep?
Tyrion's not gonna take out the Red Keep, but I still think at this point Tyrion does not want to kill his sister. As much as Cersei has put him for the sake of Jaime, Tyrion.
I think the only person safe is Jaime. I think if he had to kill Cersei the fuck up out of here. You see what he did to his pops. and Cersei's done worse shit to him than Tywin.
True, but I mean,
there's no but. What you mean? He killed his dad, and Cersei's done worse shit to him than Tywin. What you think he gonna do to her if you chance?
Yeah, but I'm saying in season 7 he goes to her, and he was still looking mad.
He goes to her because he don't want tens of thousands of innocent people dying.
Yeah, he did try to go to Tywin plenty of times. Exactly.
He could have easily been like, you know what, Danny, do your thug thizzle, burn that whole shit up, and let's rebuild the city. He trying to save everybody else. He don't go. I'm telling you, we obviously know how Cersei's dying, but
yeah,
if they switch it up in the show, I don't think it'd be any kind of consolation for Tyrion to be like, yeah, you can get the fuck up out of here.
True. She burns down the Septa Baylor, which you gotta think definitely takes out parts of like Flea Bottom. And oh, you know what? Actually, wait a minute, that just fucked that up. I need to see a map of King's Landing, because that blew up a pretty significant little area around the Septa Baylor, and it seemed like Flea Bottom was right in that area. But in season 7, when Davos goes to get Gendry from Flea Bottom, that shit wasn't melted. It was still there and just fine. So Flea Bottom was not that close to the Septa Baylor. That just dawned on me just this minute. But what else? Okay. So it took out a few square blocks. Fucked some shit up. So a lot of people died. This is where I don't even want to say Cersei fucked up no more, because now that I have listened to her say that her son betrayed her, I don't even, this wasn't a fuck up. I was thinking she just didn't go because she probably didn't feel like looking at Tommen's ass right at that moment. But she should have went to her son. Like, when all this shit happened, like, at this point, she should have went to him.
Or at least been with him.
Yeah.
While this was going on.
Again, one of the best, just such an unexpected scene was him walking away from that window. And then it's like you barely hear him put down his crown. And then you, kind of hear the footsteps coming back, and then his ass jumps, just swan dives out that fucking window.
And then the final words after that, didn't they say, long may he reign, after he jumped out the window?
Oh, no, long may she reign, because that's when Cersei got crowned right after that.
Oh, I thought it was long may he reign. I was like, oh, the irony. Jesus.
Actually, no, because it's right after that, Cersei decides to crown her fucking self. This is when we get, this episode is when we got Cersei in all black, dressed in all black like the Omen. Yo, this outfit that she has on, I feel like she wears it for like the rest of the series, to be honest with you. She never takes it off. Because she has on the same dress during all of season 7, but I'm okay with it because that thing is fucking fierce.
The budget.
Interestingly enough, the dress that she has on from this point going forward matches very similar. Looks a lot like the one Sansa got on. If you look at them, they look pretty much fucking identical. Which I don't think was an accident at all. Because these two women have come through some things together. And Sansa kind of acknowledges that she did learn a lot from Cersei. Will they ever see each other again?
Probably. I could see that being one of those reunions, kind of like how they had Dragonstone, when they had everyone finally come together. At the end, it's going to be like Sansa, Cersei, Dany, Jon, Tyrion, like the OGs.
We get Sam and Gilly reaching the Citadel, so we get our first like real glimpse of the Citadel. Sir Davos learns what happened to Shireen in this episode, and this is when he asks Jon if he can kill her, and Jon's like, how about you just leave and don't come back? And Davos was like, yeah, but you ever come back, I ever see your face again, I'm going to kill you. Sansa apologized to Jon for not letting him know about the veil. And this was a great scene between the two of them because he was just like, look, man, we got enough problems out here in these streets. We can't be like keeping shit from each other. We got to trust each other, which was a very good point. Like, we got to be in this together. Varys had went off on a mission a couple episodes ago, and now we see where his mission was. He took his ass to Dorne to recruit
the Sand Snakes. This is when Varys starts his little teleporting mission.
Yeah, this is again when Varys starts teleporting. Because he got his ass to Dorne, and he brought in Lady Olenna, and so they team up. Dany tells Dario he gotta stay. She's going, he can't come. Which also then leads me to, when shit hits the fan, does Dario just fucking, like, season 8, is Dario still in Marine? Like, he just gonna sit
no,
there?
Dario about to pop off. Dario about to come in there on some rescue mission shit. He gonna die, but he gonna save her.
Yo, Dario and the fucking second son's about to roll up in this peeps, and he gonna see his bae in Jon's arms, and he gonna die. This is when Dany makes Tyrion her hand. She
gifts him with her crest.
Yeah, he becomes hand to the queen. He's come a long way from that crate. Littlefinger tells Sansa exactly what he wants. He wants her, and he wants the Iron Throne. And she's like, that's a real pretty picture, bitch. And walks off. Sansa is on point with them walk-offs at this, like, now. Like, she's just like, nah, I'm good. Benjen gets Bran to the wall. So, yeah, a couple episodes ago, we got Benjen Stark back, too. And he rescued Bran and Mira. And
he's like a half-dead White Walker.
Yeah.
Because the children in the forest plunged some dragon. They saved him from turning into a white by plunging dragon glass into it.
So why didn't they just stop all this other shit from happening too? Like, it's just random. Like, they just randomly saved Benjen Stark. Like,
I mean, he was willing to be saved. They only about like 3 feet tall.
I guess. I'm gonna need some more explanation on that. Although Benjen's dead now, ain't he? He died.
Yes, Benjen is dead as of season 7.
So, like, we didn't even really get that explanation.
There was no reason.
I would have liked some.
They needed a zombie. That was the makeup for Lady Blackheart. There was budget again.
True. You know what? I didn't realize that. You're right. That was our substitute for Lady Blackheart, and that's some bullshit. Whatever. So Bronn gets dropped off at the wall, and this is when we also learn Jon's true patronage. So this is when we get R plus L equals J solved, because that was annoying when this was airing on Twitter with that whole thing, and I was just like, okay, we all know what it is. Like, we all know it. And then it's like watching people who were like, said they didn't know, and it was like, were you really that naive? Did you really not know? Like, but okay. So yeah, we learn who Jon's real parents are. We get the bomb-ass Lyanna Mormont speech declaring Jon king in the north. Also went from dead to king. Cersei crowns herself. And the episode closes out with Dany on some boats heading to, so, alright, again, and the fact that now there's no sense of time. They got all them boats, all them sails made, because at that one point when she was talking to Dario, and he was like, oh, I seen them making the sail, I seen them painting the sails for your ships. And then 5 minutes later, they're all up and riding out. So, I don't know how long it takes to paint sails on boats, but my guess is it would take a little bit. Like, I mean, at least a good week or two. So, but yeah, Dany's got her boats. She got the Greyjoys. She got Varys. Varys teleported back to Marine.
Say it again for the people say it louder for the people in the back.
He out here apparating.
I'm like, how the fuck this bald head dude go from one spot? How you go from Marine to Dorne to King's Landing to Winterfell back to like, bruh. So you raiding?
Basically.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, this episode, season 6 ended with all of our favorites in some really powerful positions. You got Jon's King of the North, Cersei's Queen of Winterfell, or Queen of the fucking Iron Islands, or the what the fuck? The Queen of the Andals.
Cersei's? I was like,
Cersei's Queen of the Andals in the Seven Kingdoms.
I was like, Cersei, Queen of Winterfell. What? Include me on the show you watching, because I ain't seen this one.
Cersei is the queen of the realm and the protector of men and the Andals. And Dany got her boat. The Dothraki are on boats for the first time in history, making their way. And yeah, so that was a pretty powerful ending for season 6. It was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Now we are at the climax when things are finally going to start happening. Took us 7 seasons to get here. 6 seasons to get here.
It low-key makes me mad though. Like I joined the show late, but it's just like y'all really set up winter is coming for 7 fucking seasons.
Oh yeah.
And then in season 8 you're gonna give us 6 episodes and be like, peace.
Yeah, because they did show enough give us that winter is here shit from the Citadel. So
I was just like, a white raven. Winter is here. I was, I wanted to flip the damn. Oh, now it's here. Now, it's over. And granted, by the time I caught up, I knew that season 8 was coming, but season 8 was coming like a little over a year from now. I'm just like, and then y'all already been waiting for a year, bro. Square up.
For real. Because season 7, going back over these episodes, were definitely
rushed, maybe. Oh yeah.
Rushed, packed with shit. So it's like, fuck, what is season 8 gonna be?
Well, they obviously added, after the second episode, another like 20 to 25 minutes per episode. So they left room for packing mad shit in there.
True.
I just want to see this episode they talking about that's going to kill the Battle of the Bastards that they said took fucking a month and a half to shoot.
Oh, that's the Battle of Winterfell?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're going to see
I don't think it's going to be out to get one. I think that's probably going to be like episode 3. There's no way they pack a Battle of Winterfell in like a 50-minute episode.
Is it going to be the Battle of Winterfell, or is it going to be when we finally see the Gold Company versus the Unsullied and the Dothraki?
Nah, that's not coming till later.
Yeah, no.
Because we got to get the Battle of Winterfell, and everyone flees south. And then when everyone's fleeing south, I think that's when we'll get that battle. And then White Walker's gonna show up and we're gonna have part 2 of the White Walkers versus whoever the fuck's left down in. Yeah. But by that time, they're gonna have wiped out mad more people. So it's gonna be like they're gonna have totally regrouped. They haven't wised up in King's Landing to, this is a bigger problem. So I don't know. We'll see. But on the next episode
of Dragon Ball Z,
we shall be covering season 7 of Game of Thrones. At that point, we will go over our top 7 episodes so far of the series, and then we can deep dive into some more of our predictions and things to come. We have gotten that last little trailer. I did end up watching it that they put out, the last one for the season that has like everybody's shit just hanging out at Winterfell, which to me is not a trailer. It's just a fucking publicity thing. Just that's all that was. Because I'm like, you're not killing everybody in Winterfell. Like everybody ain't gonna die. So we will cover that on the next episode. So until then, take care of yourselves and be good to each other.